guys!
Hello.
How are you doing today? Does it go like when I say something, you go to the next line like that?
Oh,
Or do we just do we
anything
just
is fine right
anything is fine? Eh? Guys, how are you doing today? We are watching you guys. We are here with you. I know you are there on the other side. I don't know where you guys are watching us from. Like if you guys, I know a lot of people are working. It's a Friday. A lot of people might be like wrapping up their work. But we thought we would just come live today just to be with you guys so that um we can just discuss about what's happening with immigration. I know
Sure.
there's a lot of things happening right now, Vishnu.
Right now, yes. Each and every day we are expecting a new policy change. Every day we can, it's like a TikTok bomb right now. Every day something new is coming. But especially this particular session is all about the work permit. So if anyone applying for a postgrad open work permit, spousal open work permit, you're applying for extension for a dependent, all those kind of work permit related questions you can definitely able to ask, because I'm seeing that nowadays what's happening is a lot of people like is having the assumption, especially with the postgrad open work permit, that if you apply by yourself you will get refusal, and there are a lot of other rumors are circulating that if you even completed your second program in some, you started in December 2024, you're completing it now, you're not eligible to get a postgrad open work permit. So again, in this session particularly we are gonna be covering those rumors, educating you about what exactly happening with the immigration, and what are the ways that even you can do your own application? You don't need to depend upon a for postgrad open work permit or spousal open work permit extension. These are one of the most simplest application. But once again, you just need a little bit of a guidance where we will talk about what are the regulation changes, what are the document needed, how to apply, and a lot more where we are gonna cover a lot of questions too, which we have received from our Instagram page. So if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow our Instagram page, because again, any event comes, we first post on our Instagram page.
And do hit the bell icon so that you get to know when's the next live as well. All right, perfect, Vishnu. So, with work permit, now let's begin. So, a lot of people, I think one of the main reasons we initiated this live today was because a lot of people have been facing rejections with their PGWP applications. I think yesterday I just got a call from someone saying that like, hey, can I talk to Vishnu urgently? I just got my work permit. I got a rejection because of my, like, let's start it off. Like he said, I think his reason was his IELTS scores were not matching up. So I think when in the policy it says you need to have, like, I think a 5.5 band and everything, and he did get 5.5 in individual, but still he got a rejection, and the rejection, the reason which was mentioned was because that the IELTS did not meet the points of the criteria. What do you think? Why is this happening right now?
So, like again said, whenever a policy is introduced, it's very important to understand that the CIC officer is also a human being. There are a lot of understanding needed when a policy is coming. So if you check on the CIC website, it's talk about you need CLB 5. Okay. So in CLB 5, even reading, if you go on 4.5, that is fine. That's
Okay.
still a CLB 5.
Okay.
But on the other hand, if you go to a IELTS forum where it is saying that, okay, what kind of score is needed, it say that specifically each band it need to be CLB 5.
Okay.
So now those individuals, when you do Google, very simple, that first pop up, not the CIC, but you are looking into the IELTS kind of a forum or a third party forum where again a lot of informations are there. One of the common reason which I'm seeing that the refusal came, think about a person just needs CLB 5. We don't know basically what is his exact IELTS score. Second important thing is if you are from university, you need CLB 6.
Okay.
So now, if he passed out from university of like Algoma University, York University, or some other university, he needs CLB 6, not CLB 5. And once again, I'm noticing this very disheartening that an individual who came to Canada and might they have wrote, like definitely they might have wrote IELTS academic back home, and they must have received overall 6.5 individual 6. And now think about, for postgrad open work permit, individual is calling and saying that he cannot even get CLB 6, he getting CLB 5. So once again, every international student need to understand one thing, that it's not about that you are just going with you just need to do something just to get your work permit done. Try to focus on one thing, that okay, once you do it, the same IELTS score can be used for your PR. So study well, not just for CLB 5, try to aim for CLB 8 or 9, gets around CLB 7, that is still fine.
Got it.
But once again, specifically the rejection which I'm seeing nowadays, especially related to the like a CLB kind of thing, it's mostly because they are not meeting the CLB requirement. Where again, like I said, there's still a confusion between the CIC website and the IELTS, still not clear. But anyone who is watching this, if you are a part of a CAN family and you are about to apply for postgrad open work permit, just keep it straightforward. You need CLB 7, not CLB 5, not CLB 6. Get CLB 7. That means individual, you need 6 in IELTS. And if you're doing CELPIP, then it is individual 7 in CELPIP.
Okay.
And I expect that definitely, if you can do the same score 2 years back, why don't you do it now in the general?
Okay. And what is an alternative option right now? Like, I don't know if there is any, but I'm just asking as a consultant. You might be aware if there is any alternative options for them right now, because now that they got a rejection, what do they do next?
So it depends upon now. Like if the person is already on a study permit or the study permit is already expired. If the person is still on an active study permit, he just need to do again a postgrad open work permit application, just a simple postgrad work permit application. But if someone study permit is already expired, then that person need to do a work permit restoration.
Okay.
So that is basically 2 applications which you can do from 1 application with restoring your status as worker. But the negative side about the second step is the particular individual cannot work until the work permit get approved. So there is no implied status kind of thing for that particular individual.
Okay, all right. By the way, guys, we have opened up the live chat for you. So we are going through the comments. We will be answering each one and all the questions related to postgraduate work permit. I'm just gonna remind you, related to postgraduate work permit applications, spousal extension, and spousal applications. All right, Vishnu. So we had another question. So, what about people who are on an implied status on a work permit? Okay, and they want to travel, even if it's within Canada, like let's say they're traveling from Vancouver to Ontario, something like that. Will that be a concern for them to travel because they don't have an actual permit, but they're on an applied status?
So it's a very interesting fact. Okay, to travel within Canada, you don't even need a passport.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the permit is something which I'm not even talking about. Within Canada, if you want to travel, even if you wanted to go through flight, you can just have your driving license or identity proof.
Okay.
If you have some kind of identity with you, you can even to travel. Neither your status nor your like a passport is required when you're traveling domestic flights.
Domestic flights.
But
Okay.
when you're traveling international flights, even if you want to go to US, Mexico, India, definitely 2 things are important. One is permit, and second is the TRV, that is a visa. So on your passport, there is a stamp. That stamp has to be valid, and the permit need to be there with you if you want to travel outside Canada. Let me just explain one thing very clear in this session, that it's not about that to travel you need the TRV and the passport, or you need a TRV or the permit. To travel back to Canada, you need that. So for example, if someone is on emergency, something happened back home, okay, the person want to travel, already applied for the TRV, and you have not received the TRV till now, the passport request, do not panic. Travel, go to back home, you will get the passport request in your portal, get that passport request, send that to your nearest VFS office in your back home. And again, when you come back, if you have a proper TRV and permit, you don't even need to worry, you can always travel.
That's good. That's a good news. So that kind of clears out a lot of confusion, for a lot of students. I think I think because a lot of students are having their reading week. I think it's called reading week.
Reading
Right?
week.
The reading week is coming up, so they have plans to travel as with their friends. So they had this one major question, so I just wanted to clear it out. Okay, so going to a couple of questions, Vishnu, we have Hari Krishna asking, does the primary applicant need to have a tier 01 kind of job even if they're doing a spousal extension within Canada?
Yes, Hari Krishna, definitely. So the policy is very clear that till now, the policy which came for before in 2024, it was exempt for those individuals who are already in Canada. But this particular policy is very specific to say that you have to be holding a tier 0 and 1. So the primary applicant, the student, need to hold tier 0 or 1 kind of a knock code. Otherwise, they can even go with a tier 2 and 3, but that have a very specific list, which again, you can able to see on our Instagram page or YouTube page. We have already posted that how to identify those kind of knock codes. So yes, any kind of spousal open work permit or a spousal open work permit extension inside Canada, outside Canada, doesn't matter. All the spousal open work permit now need tier 0, 1 and tier 2 and 3 in specific trades.
Tier 0 and 1, yeah. So that's that. I hope that kind of clears out. Any update on the healthcare draw? I'm gonna just say that since I asked the question.
Okay, let's go. So Rishi is asking about the new caregiver pilot program. So let me make it one thing very clear. I'm noticing that a lot of people, a lot of employers, a lot of international students, or even from the outside Canada, a lot of people are communicating with us, asking that can they sign up for a new caregiver pilot program.
Directly itself.
Let me make it very clear statement with this session that Can Immigration is not signing any of the application because of ethical reason. The clear reason for that is, yes, CIC told that there is a pilot program, but neither they have told what is eligibility, how to apply, when to apply, and who can apply. So until and unless I don't get a proper information on any of a specific application, I totally ignore, or like I would say, the Can Immigration policy is very simple that we are not going to do any signups. And like I said, even if someone is making you or telling you that, okay, you can sign up and yes, the person do have an employer, yeah, you can get qualified. Ask them just one simple question that, okay, can they share some CIC link stating that in 2025, these are the eligibility and yes, this employer will qualify. Always remember, regulations are changing. Every immigration firm or the agent or those people who wanted to make money are quoting the previous year's eligibility criteria and the pathways. Avoid that, because if you are the individual who's about to make a payment and like again, if you think that okay, that is the only hope to get a PR, there are other individuals who can misuse that kind of intention and they will make you pay a amount, and after if you don't qualify they will say okay, no, what we can do, employer took the money. So again, it's your money, think about it before you spend.
That's good answer for that. And I don't want to go to a follow-up question, but I did have a good question. Well, it's okay. Let's go into the next question. So we have Lisha asking, hey Vishnu, so for the spousal extension application, I have a seasonal job which comes under the tier 01 position. Does that help with the extension?
So now the point is when you say seasonal and it says that tier 1, I need to look into it, because once again, the seasonal technically definition is where you might be, sorry. Yeah, so seasonal job is technically those jobs where you are working in summer but you're not working in the winter time. I believe Lisha might have expressed that it may be a contract base or it may be with an end date of 4 months or 6 months. That is something. Once again, if you can talk to your employer and the employer can not put that kind of a deadline on your job offer, technically you will be eligible to apply for a spousal open work permit extension. But if it is not a permanent full-time job, you may face a little bit of negative news. But I would say talk to your employer if they can remove that contract or seasonal thing from your offer letter. If you're getting more than 30 hours per week and you have a 3-page stub, you can put an explanation letter and you can do a submission.
Okay, and Vishnu, question again. So if there someone is planning to do the spousal extension right now, how many years of how many months at least a work experience in this knock code of 01 should they be showing in the application? Because a lot of people are like trying to find a 01 kind of job just to extend their spouse's extension, right? So do you have like do you have an idea, or do you recommend them how many months of like the work should they be having in the tier 01?
You can be just completed your school and now you got into a tier 0 manager level job, you are eligible to apply for spousal open work permit extension. So again, there are 3 ways you can apply for a spousal open work permit extension technically if someone is already in Canada. One, when you apply for a postgrad open work permit, along with that, if you have a valid job offer that belongs to tier 0, 1 or specifically 2 and 3 in a specific knock codes, then put an explanation letter that okay, I recently got a job, I'm putting this application for me and my family together, spousal open work permit extension, and you can do a submission. Later on you can update the CIC using the web form. Second thing what you can do is submit the primary applicant's postgrad open work permit, get a job offer letter and get a 3-page stub. So right now if you are looking into postgrad work permit, is taking almost 3 to 7 months. So by the time 1.5 month is done, definitely the primary applicant will have 3-page stubs. So even though the postgraduate work permit is not approved, still the person can able to submit a spousal open work permit extension or the family extension based upon the implied status of the postgrad open work permit. But again, put an SOP, statement of purpose, because always I tell every client who do a consultation that I come to know about you because you contact my office, they collect all the detailed history, and then it comes to me, so I understand. The same way, when you are doing a submission, put a statement of purpose. It is not extra work. This is a simple like task which you are performing just so that the CIC officer will understand your case.
More of like a cover letter for resumes and all
Yes,
that, right?
yes. So, like again, you're
Giving
just
a
giving
background to the employer, the same kind of something
Yes,
like
and it's
that.
very important thing to give little bit of an introduction about your file and what you are intended to do with the application. I would say by this simple SOP, a lot of refusals can be like we can tackle a lot of refusals to come because now the CIC officer understand that okay you studied for 2 years, okay you already have a NACO level job, but that's just started, so that's why you're not putting a 3 pay stub. So explain that, then it is good. Or third kind of application which you can do for the spousal open work permit extension is wait for like you do a traditional way. So submit a postgrad open work permit, 3 4 5 months to get the approval, and then you submit with a 3 pay stub and the experience letter, spousal open work permit, and the dependent visa for your kids. But again, by that time most probably the spouse will go out of status, so try avoid that last part. Go with option number 1 and 2. It will make you safe.
That's good. You know what's one thing that's pretty upsetting, Vishnu? Is a lot of people watch us, join us live, but they don't subscribe, Vishnu.
Again, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe because again,
Yeah.
this guy and his whole team is
Uh-huh.
right now due to which this live session is happening.
And we are this close to having 20k subscribers. And Vishnu has promised that if we hit 20k, he's gonna give shawarma to all of us. So you guys can help us, go fund us so that we get a shawarmas.
So again, like I'm a little bit introvert always, but the whole credit goes to his and his team that they wanted to make this kind of live session and they are putting that social media page because I came like that, but still I am a little bit shy when the camera is on. But he literally made me to come in front of camera.
I think we are both introverts, but what do we say?
Positive, negative become positive.
We have to it's like extrovertly introvert. But anyways, guys, if you are new here, please do subscribe. We don't put clickbait contents. We are not trying to get your attention. We want to give the exact thing. So even if you hear a lot of rumors and all, you might not see us post that content. The reason is because we want to make sure if that policy is implemented and we do have a legit like a policy or like from a statement from the government, right?
Same thing.
So
Like,
CIC.
I don't like to do like when like a CEC draw comes or some PNP draw come or French come. My team asked me to do a reaction video on that, but again, you know that okay, this is a draw. Okay, if there is something which is gonna influence my Can family, definitely I will make a video. I will come up and I will explain you guys. But once again, I respect my time and your time too. So again, what the content what we wanted to make is literally which can educate you and that can make the immigration simple because again like I said we all came from a same platform, middle class family trying to work hard here, and only thing what we need is a genuine advice. And if that can be provided, and if you like our content, feel free to subscribe, like our channel. But if you feel that there is something which we need to improve, again we welcome your feedbacks too.
All right, we have Mohammad Yadha who has asked a question. So his work permit is expiring. He got a 2 years of work permit because of his passport expiry, and right now he wants to apply for an extension. And his work permit is expiring in August 2025. When do you think is the right time he can apply for the new extension?
So first of all, you need to extend your passport. So usually the passport can be extended within 1 year of the expiry. So if that is the time when you can go and you can renew your passport, then again, after once you receive your new passport, apply for an extension and you will get a remaining period on your work permit.
All right, that's good. I hope that was answered a question, Yada. And to Jasmine, hi. I want to know if if I have not received my work permit and yet I'm on my work authorization letter I have is until 1st of March. How will I get my work authorization till the next date?
You will not. So work authorization letter or the interim work permit authorization letter, it's basically a auto-generated letter. So this is technically introduced during the COVID time when the similar situation happened where if you submit an application, the application processing time usually take around 4, 5, 6, 7, even 10 months. So to have an employer that okay, no, the person is on valid status, this kind of interim work permit was introduced, which was stopped somewhere in 2023, but it's relaunched in 2024 when again the processing time started to increase. Once again, let me make it very clear that the interim, this letter which is there, the interim work permit letter, it's nothing. It's basically you are on implied status. So as per the Immigration Refugee Protection Act, if you submit any kind of work permit while you are on a valid status, you continue on an implied status until the decision comes.
Okay.
So which means if you got an interim work permit for 6 months but the decision is not made, you can still able to continue work even after that date on the letter. Even if you are receiving your work permit after 10 months, you can still able to continue job for 10 months, and then once you receive your work permit approved, then you are going to be getting that for 1 year or 3 year depending upon your studies.
All right, perfect. And also, guys, please do let us know if the volume is low. Let us know if any update, any outcomes. If you're not able to hear, if the video is getting stuck, let us know in the comments. We'll do mention it to the technical team. All right, perfect. We have another question, Vishnu. Like writing an IELTS is like just one band. Like, can we do it separately? Will IRCC CIC accept it?
So again, like people wanted to get a solution for everything. I understand you're eager to have that kind of thing introduced, but unfortunately, as of today, when I'm talking to you, the clubbing systems, this is basically known as in clubbing. So it is only allowed in Australia and New Zealand. There are some places in like some applications in UK I heard somewhere, but as of Canadian immigration, there's nothing like that. If you're writing an exam, that has to go through all 4 modules, and it has to be in one IELTS where it has to be attempted in one time.
Honestly, a lot of people would have like wished it was if they were able to, because I see like, because I take consultation forms, I see that a lot of people get almost CLV like 9, I think just one, or then they'll get 8 or 6.5. I'm like, oh my god, I have pity for them all of a sudden. I'm like, shit, they should have got a 7. But anyways, all right, we have John Anto from John asked, is there any use of raising a web form or dropping an email to IRCC to get an update on your COPR status?
No, unfortunately, no. So now, until you receive the PR completion letter, so technically the letter which says that, okay, your application is completed, your application with the CIC only. But once you receive that letter, then the Service Canada and the CIC, they have a separate department which has to release the COPR and the PR card. So once you complete with that, then you go through it. It can take long time. I have clients who are waiting for the COPR from last October onwards. But again, if your work permit is about to expire, kindly apply for bridging open work permit in this scenario, because until you receive your COPR, you're not a PR. So yes, it's taking a lot of time. You can raise web form, you can call the CIC, but from my personal experience, it's not going to help. You should apply for bridging open work permit to maintain your status in Canada.
All right, Ishika has a question for you, Vishnu. So she has done an MBA. She's currently doing an MBA, and she is planning to fast tracking another program. So she has a question: if she does get the PGWP for the MBA, and can she do the other course while she's on a work permit?
So how long the course would be? That's the question.
Probably. That's a question for you, Ishika. You can mention it in the comments.
Okay, so now, if you applied for your work permit, if you wanted to study for 6 months full-time program, that is fine. You can do that. But if you go more than 6 months of program, then you need to apply for a study permit. The beauty about the IRCC regulation is that you can hold both the status at the same time. Okay. So you can go on work permit and you can apply for a study permit too. But once again, if you have a plan to go and do study for like more than 6 months, so why don't you do the same thing while you're on a study permit? Get one more course. So like you study for 1 year, you get 1 year of work permit. Now you go with 2 year of course, you get a 3 years of work permit. Even if you go with 3 year program or 4 year program, still you're gonna get a 3 years of work permit. So if you have a plan to study, to all the CAN family member, let me make it very clear, just keep on studying, extend your study permit, apply for postgrad open work permit once you reach to the level that you know that yes, I'm going with my 3 years of work permit because I need to get my PR, and then I will be looking forward for my job. But if you're going into a work permit already, like if you're already on a work permit, if you wanted to study, do some online course or a course which is less than 6 months of duration to avoid the complications.
All right, we have Nisi asking that she got a spousal open work permit rejection because the applicant is not residing in the country of his nationality. So applicant is working, and when we resubmitted all the payslips and offer that they did, so what should they do right now? Should they reconsider this application, or should they start another new application?
Again, unfortunately, I cannot able to give a legal
Proper
answer to
answer?
that, because again, when you see a refusal, the refusal, I have noticed that on the refusal letter, the reason might be different. You should apply for a GCMS note or a ATIP note, because in that you can exactly see what are the reason, what are the documents which CIC officer feel that no, due to this reason I'm going to refuse the application. So if Rishika, right?
Ishika.
Ishika. So Ishika. So the simple recommendation to you would be
No, that's Nisi, by the way. So
Nisi.
sorry, Nisi.
Okay, so-
Ishika, you're all good. Nisi, let's go.
okay. So if Nisi, so what you should do that you should ask your agent or the person who applied for the application before to apply for the GCMS note. Look into the GCMS note, understand the reason for the refusal, and put a new application in. That would be my recommendation. Other than that, I don't have more information on application, so unfortunately, I don't want to mislead you.
All right, and Vishnu, I think related, I feel like it's a follow-up question, something that we had like recently a case where they had applied for the extension, but right now for the spousal extension, but the spousal application got rejected, and person doesn't have a visitor record, like, and is completely out of status. You know, I think the PGWP got expired.
Mhm.
He was on a study permit, but then he applied for PGWP, and that kind of expired, and he's on no status right now. Like, what is your next opinion, or for people who are going to apply? I think right now by April most of the courses are going to end, right? So for when they are going to keep for the PGWP application, what are the things that you think that they should be considering? Like, what are the things they need to look out for?
Nice question, and that is a major reason that I accepted that we will do a live today. I was not feeling good, but literally when I'm seeing a lot of CAN family member, a lot of clients contacting for one reason, and it can be avoided. I really wanted to educate, but like I said, it's one person, 24 hours in a day. It's difficult. But now, let me make it very clear. When you apply for postgrad open work permit, it's one of the most simple application. If you contact your international office or in your college, they will send you a PDF that, okay, how to apply, how to fill a form, everything they will explain. Most of the international students do a mistake that when they upload the document, so two documents are very important. One is your course completion letter, and second one is your transcript, official transcript. Most of the individuals, what I see is either they are careless or they just go with someone said something on a Google. They avoid to take an official transcript and they upload the unofficial transcript.
Oh.
And sometimes what happens is they upload the official transcript but they forget to upload the course completion letter. If someone do this both, but someone study for 1+1 program, I have noticed a lot of cases which is coming to me now is the individual only uploaded for the last program course completion letter and transcript. So these are the few things which lead to a refusal. So if you are a person who is about to apply for postgrad open work permit, the document checklist, let me just make it simple. You need to have your valid passport. If possible, the passport need to be having a validity of more than 1 year or 3 years, how much you are getting a work permit. Keep that passport ready so that you just need to do once and you will get for entire period once. Second one, a photo. Third one, you can keep your passport, the official transcript, course completion letter. And these are the few important things. But one important thing which I would say highlight is if you are going to work in a education, healthcare, direct healthcare sector, there is certain regulation which say that you don't need a medicals. I would specifically recommend you to do the medicals, because now I have seen in few of the cases, even someone is not doing the medical, they are getting the work permit approved. But in some of the cases, they are getting that exception, like they are getting that note that they are not allowed to work in healthcare. So if you are planning to work under 33102, you're gonna planning to work under education, ECA or something like that, try to do a medicals and try to include that in your postgrad open work permit application. Again, this you will not see in the general PDF what your college send you, that how to apply. This is something you have to do proactively so that while on work permit, if you plan to work on the healthcare, you will be safe.
That's good, actually. Yeah.
And but one thing again about that guy who applied for postgrad open work and got a refusal, whatever happened is happened. Now at least he should try to put a new postgrad open work permit application. Like I said in starting of this video, he should restore his status as a visitor. It's simple application. He will still able to get a work permit if we can able to look into what his application is. But the only negative downfall is that he cannot able to work until
Until he
he
gets
get the work permit approved. So yeah, he need to be in Canada, not working for at least 3 to 7 months.
And I know a lot of people who are watching. I know there's a couple of people I think who even reached out to us. You know, they have their course ending the exact month as when their study permit is expiring as well,
Mhm.
and they call and be like, should we apply for an extension, or should you think you think I'll get my official transcripts and my paperwork within that limited time? Like I think they have like a span of like 10 days that's left, and they want to risk it to wait until they get, they hope that in these 10 days they'll get the official transcripts and all the paperwork and everything. So do you think this is it worth risking it, or should they apply for an extension?
So once again, it depends upon person to person. If someone comes to me, I look into one thing that okay, stress, amount of money the person is gonna spend, and like the most important thing is that okay, how safe that is. So if someone comes to me saying that okay, my work permit is about to expire in 31st of April, but my course is gonna complete in 21st, again, what I technically do is I do appeal application stating that okay, the person's work permit, like a study permit, is about to expire. He's waiting or she's waiting for the transcript or the course completion letter. At least I get one of the document just to make the application strong that okay, person already completed the program. Anyhow, that is going to take around 3 to 4 months. So I update later on by web form. Again, I do that to save money of my client so that they don't need to put a study permit extension application. But if you are doing it, try to avoid that. Because like I said, when I do, I know.
Just because Vishnu does it doesn't mean that you have to
Yeah,
do
so
it.
like to be very honest, that's why I'm explaining both the scenarios.
Yeah.
That when a professional do, they know that how the outcome would be. But if you are new, you are taking like again, think about it. If you put an application in properly or you miss the date, you get a refusal. You might save some money, but you might lose a lot of money because now you have to go to a professional and do a whole restoration application. So once again, if you are in this condition where your work permit is about to expire and cut to cut, then do simple thing that put a study permit extension, get extension, and during the implied status, just submit a post-grad open work permit application.
Please note, disclaimer, Vishnu is giving two options right here.
But
don't
go with
call
second.
don't call us tomorrow and be like, yo, Vishnu said, take the risk, go for the web form, and don't do
Avoid
it.
it. Avoid it. Like I said, when someone contact me because they are trusting my advice, they are trusting my expertise, I try to save money for them if it is possible in any of the ways. So if avoid multiple applications, why not? But when you are doing it, do it in a proper way. You don't want it to be at the last saying that okay, you got a refusal.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Do the second way, study permit extension, get a lot of time, get all the documents, do one application. Web form, it's not a legal way, or I would say authentic way. Sometimes you raise a web form, it is not updated to the application, you may see a refusal. So why you want to take a risk? Applying for a study permit extension is safe.
True. Yeah, but Vishnu, I think I have a follow-up question to the PGWP, especially the documentation part which you had mentioned. Do people need to show any like a proof of fund or money, like how much as a show money or something when they're keeping the PGWP application?
No, your bank account can be zero.
It can also be zero.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it right.
I did with just having $100 in my account. So I don't know. Like people
It's
call
okay.
me and
It's
ask, should I do like almost with $2,000? I'm like, bro, what do you do with that? You have $2,000.
So okay, like let me just make it very simple for that. That every application has its own eligibility criteria. So you get postgrad open work permit because you have completed the program.
Yeah.
There you don't need to show that okay, you have finance or you have intention to go back, because again, I have seen, yeah, let me add this thing, very important. I have seen recently in few of the TikTok videos and the like in the Instagram that some of the, I would say, ghost consultant, definitely they are not a licensed, yeah, influencers, whatever you want to call, you can call them, but they are now started to create this kind of rumors that okay, if you are putting an application and if the CIC officer feel that you will not go back, you will get a refusal. Okay, so from where this kind of information coming, I don't know. But if you have studied for 1 or 2 year in a program, or you did degree, or you did advanced diploma, masters, You don't need to show that you have intention to go back. It's a simple application where you need to put transcript, course completion letter. If you have some complication, then yes, you need to put a statement of purpose and other thing. But if you do a simple application, you will be getting that particular duration of work permit. There is no need of putting that intention that no, after this work permit, I will go back. You can, I'm not saying that you cannot, but it has nothing to do with nothing. And now, like I said, immigration is becoming a fear business. Once you have the fear that, okay, you may get refusal or your spouse may need to go back out there, that is a refusal, you are forced to spend money on the immigration firm. But again, like I said, if it is something required, definitely I will put a video on our YouTube channel, on our social media, because definitely I don't want that you guys, like I said, I came from a middle class family, I'm here, same like you. So definitely I don't want that you should be feeling that no, because someone made some video saying that, okay, now this is not possible. Look into the reasons for that. And most of the people, it's like a mafia right now, what I would say. Same thing what happened in India is like medical mafia. Like you go for a free head checkup, you believe that, okay, now everything is free, why don't we go and do a checkup? You do a checkup and later on you find that, okay, you have some pre-diagnosis that, okay, you can have a hyper blood pressure, you can have a blood sugar or something. They give you some free medication. You will not die with that disease, but you will definitely die because of the side effect of the medication. And that's how in immigration, people is giving that kind of fear. Avoid that. Understand, because again, you guys are well educated when you come to Canada, you are well knowledgeable. Do your own research and understand what are the like sales pitch is putting by the immigration firm. I would only recommend you that if you are part of a Can family, you should be happy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. And yes, you will be one day.
I mean, talking about the scam that you're talking about, you know, there's another side of it as well. Have you ever gone to your school, like nurses or someone, and you go?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, you're a nurse? I mean, I forgot. No, I'm not.
I'm a registered nurse.
This is no offense for you, but you know, I had a nurse in my school, and if you go with injury or anything, all she does is give you Vicks. Have you ever had? You never had? Okay, I don't know about you. Like
which nurse give away?
Every time, like with a cough, headache, you get a injury in your hand. She'll be like, just put Vicks, money, just put Vicks away.
That's a placebo effect.
So I'm like, okay, all right. Anyways, okay, good. Okay.
Coming back.
We have a lot of questions, Vishnu. So going to Joseph Siriak, he has a question for you. So his wife is doing a 1-year program and she completed it. And now she's doing the second program, fast track, without taking the 4 months of break. She's gonna get when she's gonna first question is, will she be eligible for the 3 years work permit?
So she studied 2-year program.
2-year program. First program is started FinTech 1-year course, and then she without break took medical office practices program second in Jan 2025. Will she be eligible for 3 years of work permit, and just got into study and he also wants to apply for his spousal extension as well.
So if you study for 2-year program from a publicly funded college or a DLI approved college, you will be getting a 3 years of work permit. There is no if and but in that. Kindly note, if you are doing a course after November 1st, 2024, then that has to be under the particular postgraduate work permit approved list. But if you already started a program in September, you don't need to worry. You are still eligible with the previous regulation. You will be getting 3 years of work permit if you study for 2 years.
All right, that's good.
Simple, straightforward.
Simple, straightforward. Hari Krishna has a question. Hey Vishnu, since New Brunswick, oh no, okay, check. Next question. Sorry, Hari Krishna, we want to help you out, but we want to discuss on the first. Initially, we want to just speak about all the work permit applications. So
and again, sorry to interrupt you, but again, guys, we will be doing every week live session. So again, every week live session, like we will be doing reaction video in 1 week, the other week we will be doing a live. The reaction video is technically going to be a little bit funny, where we are going to be cracking a little bit of a rumors that, okay, whether it is a fact, it's a rumors, but the alternative week there will be a live session, and every week we are going to put certain topics. So if you are the one who wanted to put a feedback that, okay, what kind of topic need to be, kindly follow us on our Instagram, because there you can able to poll what kind of topic you would like, and we will have on alternative week this live session which will cover that particular topic.
Yes, awesome. Vijit DP has a question. Hi, I'm on a spousal open work permit which will expire in April 2025. My husband was working as a cook in a closed work permit. Can I extend my spousal open work permit? And while he's on his work permit extension, I have 8 years of experience in IT.
Okay, so Vijit, simple, straightforward. That any application for spousal open enrollment, if we are putting it now, that has to be under tier 0 or 1, or it has to be under 2 and 3 if it is on a specific knock code. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would say I know that Cook is not under that knock code as of now. So, sorry. So I don't think you will be eligible to apply for a spousal open work permit because that comes in a tier 3 and it is not under the spousal open work permit approved knock code. So it's a little bit of a sad news, even though you are under the IT, but you are gonna get a spousal open work permit based upon your husband.
Okay. Now you mentioned so Gayatri has a follow-up question. So you mentioned like you'll if you apply for a PGWP application, you'll get it in the next 3 to 4 months, right?
Mhm.
So what if she's applying for her extension as PGWP, like PGWP, and as well as a spousal extension?
Mhm.
And suppose if her current work permit is expiring by in the next 3 months, what will happen? Will she be in
Nothing.
an applied status?
Yeah. So there is always, so if the implied status is
Mhm.
something that is called between the time when you have submitted your application and until the decision comes. So for example, if you submitted your application in the month of February, your current work permit is about to expire in the month of April, but the decision came in somewhere in August. So from February to August, you are on implied status. You don't need to be worried about your current work permits because once you go on implied status, even if your current work permit is expired, you still be continuing on that. You can continuously work full time, any number of employers, so on.
Awesome. Vishnu,
Got distracted.
did you know that like I just got to know that some of these colleges right now is doing the postgraduate work permit application for a lot of students. I recently heard from one of these Humber College, I think Humber College in North York is
Mhm.
where they're located. Yeah, they are doing PGWP application for students for PGWP application for students.
It's always be there. Even Conestoga used to do. Even Seneca used to do. The point is, I go to the college for the seminars. Literally, sorry to say, but I don't see our nationality people there. When it is free, okay? But they have to come here and they have to make a payment when they do a consultation with me.
Hmm.
Most of the time, the colleges set up those kind of seminars and those kind of sessions where they tell you how to apply or they will help you to put up postgraduate applications. But now the point is, how many international students are updated with their student portal? You guys may be just logging in when you are about to submit your assignment or you have some kind of update. You want to know that, okay, whether the college is open today or not, you log in there. But once again, in your, yeah, sorry, go on.
No, no, no. no.
You can correlate. You can correlate.
I'm just having nostalgia and old memories of submitting the assignment exactly 11:58. So it's just
Avoid that. Always. If you are a student from one particular college, you have spent a lot of money behind that. Kindly always look into the student portal because there are job fairs comes there are resume build, there are a lot of seminars happen which can make you understand how Canada works. And if you follow that, that will help you to get a PR. So it's again, Humber is doing that. Now it's on social media because of one person or two person who did a video. But all colleges help, but you need to reach some of the colleges because they believe that when they conduct that kind of sessions, people are not coming or students are not coming. But if you reach them, you tell them that okay, there is 10 students who wanted to get an assistance with a postgrad work permit, they may help you with that.
And you know what's the most funniest part of
Excuse
it?
me. Excuse me. Yeah.
No, you're excused.
Yeah. No.
You good? The most funniest part is they charge almost $500 for the students, and they don't. Students are I don't know how, but students are not just like realizing how, okay, they're paying $500 just for the application, and when we do it, the same application
For $350.
$350, and they're like, oh my god, do you guys charge so much?
Our fees is $350 for the postgrad open work permit. But again, like I said, you don't even need to spend that $350. Just reach your college where you might have spent around $40,000. Go and talk with them, understand how to apply, and apply by yourself. It's simple application.
Yeah. Anyways, going back to, again, we're going out of track. Okay, Jacob John has a question, Vishnu. Do I need to undergo a medical examination if I plan to transition from a medical field after receiving my work permit? Initially, when I applied, I'd indicated I didn't intend to work in healthcare.
If your work permit do not have that kind of clause where it says that you are not eligible to apply for a medical, like you are not eligible to apply in the medical sector, you don't need to do the medicals. Only some of the cases I'm seeing that that exception is there. But if it is not written, you're good to go. You can work wherever you want.
That's good. Kader has a question. Hello, CAN team. Is there any complications if I apply for? Sorry. Next question. Sorry, Kader. We love you, but we'll do that question in another time. Okay. Tasfia has a question. Hi Vishnu. Currently, I'm in an implied status. My partner is my primary applicant. Can I join a new job maintaining the status?
Yes, you can.
Come on, keep saying more. I need to look into the next
Okay,
question.
So yes, so usually as per the regulation, if you are an implied status, so if you are on a continuously on a work permit, if you already worked with a similar employer before, then you can able to switch between the employers what you have worked before also. Not usually I recommend once you go on implied status. That means okay, your SIN is not valid or active at that point. After that, try not to change your employer because your employer may ask for SIN number and that may not be active. Again, you may lose the job opportunity. So better keep working with those employers where you have already submitted your SIN and that is active.
Okay, to the most anticipated, the most wanted knock code position right now, PSW, personal support worker.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has a question. If he's working in a PSW position, that is CG, is it under tier 2 or 3, and is it sufficient for to do the spousal extension application?
Okay, so now we did a video recently on this and we posted that. So I hope you are following us on Instagram and our social media because again, we already did a detailed video on this, but let me explain you. Knock code is not based upon the title. So usually when you contact any immigration firm or you contact any like non-licensed other agent, someone who is not educated, they just ask you, okay, PSW, yes, it can come under 33102. No, it will not come under 3. They will directly just say, but the knock code is based upon the duties. So whenever someone asks me that, okay, what knock code I am, like literally he has to go through a document review because it's not like, okay, I'm just looking into that PSW and it comes under the 33102 or a higher tier knock. It can go into tier 4 also. So what you need to look into is if you are doing, like you are working as a PSW, if it has a duties of 33102, then it is under the higher tier. But if you are doing like a caregiver kind of job where you are visiting to home and you're giving like basic needs if you're performing, unfortunately that comes in a tier 4. So once again, knock code based upon the duties, not on the title. Even if you are a caregiver but your duty says you are dispensing the blister pack medication, you are doing the vital signs, you are helping in feeding, you are helping in the bathing, personal hygiene, you are keeping the activity record, vital signs, even though it is a caregiver, that is 33102. So once again, duties is everything, not the title.
All right, Harshia has a question, Vishnu. I'm about to complete my 2-year culinary management 2-year program, which is not in part of the field of study anymore, and will I get my PGWP and spousal open work permit extension after the course?
You will. So again, if you started a program before November 1st, 2024, then you don't need to worry. Even though it is not under the postgrad open work permit, you still be eligible for a work permit for sure. If you are going to start or you already started the program in January intake, which is not in the postgraduate, then only there is a risk. I have seen that a lot of videos from the Instagram and social media where a lot of people who are sitting in India right now making that kind of comment that okay, people are getting refusal. But again, if you look into the refusal letter, it's very clear that they have made some documentation errors, not just because they have studied in a course which is now not under the postgraduate, they are not eligible. So once again, don't fall under the rumors, look into, ask the questions, and again, get a proper justification. Don't get stressed out, you will get a work permit.
Okay, Kader Moideen has a question. My spousal application got rejected for the second time. I'm currently in a closed work permit until 2027, tier 1 job and eligible with recent changes on the 21st announcement. We had applied for a spousal application on December 2024. Why did he get the rejection? We don't know.
Unfortunately, sorry, bro. Very sad to hear, but again, it depends upon now through whom you applied. Second and most important thing is when you get a refusal, it's not like, okay, some of the agencies or some of the agents, they just wanted to just cover up and saying that, okay, let's put a new application right away. That's not the right way to do it. If you wanted to really make an application positive, if you got one refusal, wait for your time, take your time to get the GCMS note, understand the refusal reason, and then only put the second application. And if again, if you feel that the person who dealt with the application is not proper, look into a second opinion, that okay, whether what mistake has made and can we overcome that, and then you can able to do a new submission. But a person who is on a tier 1 knock code getting a 2 refusals, and something is not right with a applicant's app, like a profile, you definitely need to look into that. But again, go through some of the renowned immigration firm or anyone, like not us, go through anyone, but get a document review so that they can able to explain you what is the reason. Or even you can do that by yourself by applying for a GCMS note. Apply for both the refusals, GCMS note, review it, and then put a new application.
Okay, Vishnu, I have a question. Now that he mentioned about the rejection, what are the most missed, like in a sense, in especially with spousal applications and all, what are the documents people kind of miss out or like mess up in the documentation part of it? Since you have kept application, at least one or two documents which they mess up.
Two documents I would say upfront is, one is financial document. It's back home, especially if I'm talking from India, from North India, people just put, like our agents just tell you to just put a fixed amount. Or in South India also, in Kerala, like I have seen a lot of agencies which tell the client to put a fixed amount, like fixed deposit. So that's, you just went to the bank today, you put it around 8 lakh, you made a receipt, and you come back. As per the CIC or as per the Canadian regulations, if 90 days, if amount is in your bank account, then only it is your account. If you're putting into a huge amount in your bank account, and if it is, you are not showing the source of that, technically that is gonna not consider as your money, and you may get refusal based upon saying that the financial stability is not met. Second important thing is proof of relationship. Most of the time what I have seen is the agents or the agencies, they try to have one kind of proper system that any profile comes, they only gonna do a submit in the same way. It's not the right way. Every application is different. You need to look into, okay, what is the difficulty in a particular application, and every professional has to like mold the application in a way that they can overcome that. What I seen is, even if it is like people are making that, okay, common law relationship or the conjugal relationship, you will not get a spousal. We have did a lot of application under even the LGBTQ community that you are eligible to do those kind of application. If you are under common law or you lived together before and now you are not, which is common like conjugal relationship, you can definitely able to put an application. And once again, that is a genuine way to do it, but proof of relationship is important. But one thing which I would say overcome most of the like refusals news is, if you put little bit of efforts behind the statement of purpose. Put your story there. Okay, it's your family, right? You want to bring your wife, you want to bring your husband. Why don't you just look into one simple thing, that try to get a statement of purpose which can explain about your life story, that okay, how important is your life and how important is to go over each and everything. So put a statement of purpose, make the CIC officer emotional. So I call my submission letter a love letter, because it has to be a love letter,
CIC
which
has to just
the CIC officer cannot refuse to say, okay, man, I'm granting your spousal open work permit. Touch wood, we have received around 8 approval as of today. We have received the last refusal somewhere in October. After that, God, touch wood, we have not received any refusal as of today. And again, this month we already received 7 spousal open work permit approval from outside Canada.
Outside Canada. And when everyone's saying that, spousal application is not a best option right now.
Yesterday also we received around 2 spousal open work permit from India, which we have submitted in the last October. So again, the processing time is getting shorter. You do a proper application, you can expect your spouse to be with you.
Yes, I mean, I was part of the reaction. Like, I was there to see the reaction, and it was like priceless, honestly saying.
No, the video will be coming, but again,
very soon. But yeah, it's the the best part about this job is that reaction video. I mean, I'm not very in favor of the application part of it, but I love recording the reaction videos. It's just the reaction that you get from the people. It's like they've been desperate. They've given up. They've been at the last stages of the application. They're like, okay, now even if I don't get it, I'm just done. And they come in those kind of places, and then all of a sudden when they just come to us and God's grace when we does get the application done, the outburst, the tears, that's the best part. Anyways, okay, going to the next question. We're gonna rush. Okay, too much of talking. Okay, Ashmila has a question, Vishnu. She's gonna get done with her program in April 2025. Okay, and she is planning to keep for the PGWP application. She also wants to keep for the spousal application as well. But what if she don't end up a tier 01 kind of job? Is there any other alternative? The reason also she mentioned is because she is currently pregnant and she's gonna expect a baby. Congratulations on that.
Congratulations.
Around April 2025. So is there any alternatives, because she might be not able to work or find a tier 01 position at that point of time? What is an alternative option?
So simple and straightforward, apply for. So if your course is about to finish in April, definitely your spouse or your study permit might be valid until, I believe, June or July. If you are expecting to be having a baby in the month of April, once your course is complete, apply for a postgrad work permit for you. Wait for some time, but it's gonna be a little bit of a sad news. And to be very honest, if you wanted to extend your status for your spouse, you ought to have a tier 0 and 1 job. So if you are planning to go on maternity leave, unfortunately it's not a good time to go with. But if you can able to manage somehow to get at least a job which can get you a tier 0 1, you have a pay steps before June or July, once by the time your spouse work permit is about to expire, even one day before, you can able to do a spousal open work permit extension. But yes, tier 0, 1 or 2, 3 specific knock code is mandatory if you wanted to keep your spouse on a work permit.
Okay, this is an interesting question by Basil. He has asked, he had kept for a spousal extension and a PGWP application together before Jan 21st, before the new policy had come out. And he had kept a tier 4 kind of position and pay stubs in the offer letter for a tier 4 job. Right now, he got a new job with a tier 2 position or a tier 0 position. Can you update with a web form or add a new pay slip to the application?
You can do that. Just raise a web form. If it is, again, keep one thing in mind that knock code need to be under this SOWP list. If that is under the knock code, under the SOWP criteria, then yes, you should apply, because after 31st of December, any application which is submitted with a tier 4 and 5, you are looking into highest rate of refusal down the route. I have told this to multiple people. Some of the agencies said that no, it's a sale. But again, if you look into our previous videos, we have clearly explained that tier 4 and 5 SOWP policy was a public policy which was implemented in 2023 and 2024 only. 2025, that policy is already expired. So anyone who did a submission after 31st of Jan, 31st of December, that is 1st January onwards, you need to have a tier 0, 1, 2, 3 job. After 21st of January, it has to be specifically tier 0, 1 or 2, 3 in a specific knock code. So
put a thumbs up if Vishnu's answered your question. So you can put a thumbs up. So we are aware. Okay, you got the information right away. Don't just leave us hanging right after we give you the answer. Put a thumbs up, or you can say thank you Vishnu or got you Vishnu. Just mention it so that we know that okay, we were able to help you get the answer. Okay. To another question. If somebody has an unofficial break or a part-time studies in the last semester, do they still get a 3-year PGWP if they provide a proper explanation to why they were applying for the work permit?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
So if if someone had an unofficial break and is doing part-time studies right now, in the last semester, will they be eligible for the 3-year if they did a 2-year program?
So now the point is, when it's an unofficial break, now that's a concern.
But she has also mentioned they're going to give a proper explanation letter when applying for the work permit.
Again, unofficial break is something it's not recommended. If your college is telling you that okay, you need to do a last semester with a part-time course, it is not an unofficial break. It is something where, as per the regulation, you can do, if for example you are doing 4-semester program, you failed in one program and now you're doing fifth semester and you need to do 1 or 2 course. You can do that. You can do part-time course, still you can do part-time work, and you will be eligible to get a 3 years of work permit. But when you say unofficial break, unfortunately, I need to see the documents. I need to know more information to comment on this because it can go into refusal if it is unofficial break. But again, if it is last semester part-time course, that's fine.
Do you need to submit a new medical report when applying for the new PGWP?
Again, depending upon if you are planning to work in health sector or education sector, those particular sectors need to have updated medicals. Once again, the regulation says that there is an exception to that, but I am seeing some of the permit approved with saying that you are not eligible to work in the health sector. So if you want it to be 100% safe, do the medicals. That's my recommendation.
Okay, Nishan has a question for you, Vishnu. That his brother has done a 2 year program in like for a September 2024 program, but later changed the course and joined in another program for Jan 2025. But it's at the same intake, like in the same college, but different campuses. Will that affect his PGWP?
No, it's a DLI. So once again, it's so for example now Conestoga. Let's take that example. We are from the product of Conestoga, so Conestoga have a different campuses, but one DLI. If you studied in one DLI, you can able to have a multiple courses. That's totally fine. When you change your DLI, then yes, you need to apply for a new study permit.
Okay, Ashmila has a follow-up question for you, Vishnu. She asked, so now that you mentioned that it's not the best time to take maternity leave, and if finding a tier 1 job is hard, what is our alternative options for a husband? Is it to get into a visitor record or?
Visitor record, anyone can apply. So for example, if your husband's work permit is about to expire, by the last date or last week of the work permit, try to apply for a visitor record. It costs $100. It's basically another version of the visitor visa where a person can stay in Canada up to 6 or 12 months, depending upon your reason. Visitor record is one of the most simple application. Again, you can do some Google or you can look into the CIC website. You will know how to apply for it. Just include bank statement and a statement of purpose explaining that why he has to go on a visitor record, stating that, okay, yeah, you are a new mom, baby's here, so the dad need to be here with you for time being. Just put that explanation so that at least he can get a visitor record status and he can be with you.
Okay. Sharon Shaju has a question. One of my friend got rejected for PGWP as she went part-time for a single course and failed in an accelerated program, practical nursing of 5 semester. What is the next step she can take?
Sorry. I just got distracted with one of the comment that Nishan is also from Conestoga. Yo, bro. we all are from the same batch then. Yes. I really like the comment, man. Yes.
Okay.
Where it was.
Sharon Shaju has one of a friend who's failed in one subject in the last semester, and she's completed 5 semesters right now. What is the next step she can take?
Nothing. You just need to complete that one course in the 6th semester. Don't take a break or anything. Just ask your college that can you able to do that course?
Oh wait, I messed it up. So she said she got rejected PGWP because she went part time for a single course failure as a part time in the last semester.
Again, you need to look into I need to look into the documents, or you need to look into the refusal reason, because as per the regulation, if you do part-time course in a last semester, that is accepted. But like I said, a lot of international students, they don't put a statement of purpose or they don't explain the scenario. So when CIC officers see that, okay, the person being a part-time in one of the semester, you might have seen a refusal. But if you are being a part-time student for last semester, you are still entitled to get a work permit. So we did 3 applications the month of December where the person got a refusal because of this part-time thing. One person was literally who was doing part-time during the summer break. He got a refusal. He came to me in the month of December, and recently in the month of February, like I believe last week, he got an approval. So it is possible that you can able to appeal or you can able to put a new application. Both the things are possible. Reach some immigration firm who have expertise, not us to anyone else, that is also fine, but reach them and get a proper guidance. You should be getting a work permit.
I had I think one of my friends also asked me this one question. I don't know why there's a huge commotion about this topic, but it's pretty good. It's pretty wild right now. So most of them have are about to complete their 2 year program right now, and now they want to do a one more year of like a probably into something to do with healthcare, like in a PSW kind of position. This thing, they have questions if doing another study permit extension, will they be eligible for the 3 years of work permit that they did for the 2 year program, or will they only get the 1 year work permit for the 1 year program?
So two things very important. One, straight away question. I'll straight away answer to this is you can study like I have mentioned in the starting of this session that even if you study for 2 year, 3 year, 4 year or the 1+1+1+1 program, you're still gonna get a 3 years of work permit. The only condition is that you need to do the course from a DLI approved college. However, let me make it very simple and one thing very clear. I don't know how many people know about this fact or not. The PSW inside, even in Ontario, if you wanted to work under the 33102 knock code, you don't even need a license. So it is something which is employer requirement that, okay, you need to have certain background. But if you are did engineering, yeah, you may need to definitely do some background education. But why don't you do the same course from some private institute? Because for example, if someone is studying in Conestoga PSW course, the person is about to spend in tuition fees 18,000 Canadian dollars. At the same time, if you believe that okay, there is no other way, okay, you wanted to do a PSW, do that in the like a private institutes where you can do the same course for 4 to 6 months, and you might be spending around 5 to 7,000. But one thing keep in mind, go with private institute which help you for the placement, which is very important that to understand. Doing a course is not getting you the PR. It's after the course getting the job. So if you look into the course which is like if you look into the private institute which is helping you to do the program, talk to them and ask them that okay, can you give me an assurity that you can able to give me a placement under the PSW job. If they say yes, go through them better than going through a publicly funded college, because definitely they are not going to help you with the placements.
Okay. Ashok has a question. Vishnu, can you help him figure out his knock code for his job?
Yes, we can, but you need to contact our office
And
because
book
like I
a
said,
document review.
yes, so document review, like I said, document review is something where just not this document. If you have a document from a back home, you wanted to review
Indian
that, you
experience.
can collect all the documents and you can send it to me. Again, I can go over everything. But knock code, technically, I request for a document review for a reason, that is, it's a legal liability. Like I said, yesterday I did one of the document review around 11 o'clock, and that guy went to 2 immigration firm, and the title was aviation, like assistant aviation manager.
Aeronautical.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
related to that. But his job was basically looking into a petroleum. So he comes under the 8-2 knock code. And everyone was just when he called 2 immigration firm, which was one of the statement he has made is, I don't trust that you can even able to find, because I spoke to 2 immigration lawyers. They both gave me a different title and I don't trust. But later on, he booked the consultation. When he booked the consultation, I looked into his documents and then I told him the current knock code. He said, yes, I also believe this is a knock code. But when I contacted the other 2 immigration firm, they said that it come under the aviation. I said that is something which a lot of international students also doing a mistake. That
Just
you,
because of the name.
yeah, like people they get aviation assistant manager, they just put that on a Google and they said that no, you're going under the aviation. No, you are not. Your duties are the most important thing, which is deciding your knock code. Once again, that's why the document review is required. Again, not through us, go through any other immigration firm, but again, go through some person who have a knowledge about analyzing the knock code and then tell you that what is the particular knock code.
Okay, Sohail Patel. Sorry, Sohail. I got your question. It's not I missed it, but I'm just not able to understand what the question is. But I'll still ask Vishnu. He did a 1 year certificate program in a university, and a 2nd year program he's doing in a college in 2024. Now that he applied for his work permit with listening 6.5, writing 6, speaking
Overall 6 band.
Overall 6 band, and now I called IRCC and they told it's a CLB 5.
So
that's the question. I don't know what's the next part of the question. So now that IRCC told you it's a CLB 5.
okay, so here you need CLB 5 because your last course was done from a college. You need to get CLB 5. But once again, your scores are pretty good. If you wanted to get 100% on, like, yeah, with this score, what you have told, you are eligible to apply for a postgrad open work permit. But still, if you wanted to be 100% on that, okay, no, I want my postgrad open work permit, I would say just write one more time IELTS and get individual 6, because that is CLB 7. like I said in the initial, at the starting of the video, that don't look for CLB 5 or CLB 6, because the CIC officer who is going to evaluate your profile, he can have that kind of double mind. Like I said, like right now, if you look into IELTS, it say individual you need CLB 5, or if you look into CIC, it say that you need CLB 5. So again, individual or overall, it's still a confusion. I know as per the CIC, it says overall CLB 5 is more than enough, but still, the person who is going to evaluate your file, we don't know who is going to do that. So to avoid that kind of negative result on your decision on your application, better get individual 6. What you have got during your study permit, get the same score, brother. Why you even wanted to be having a concern? So alternatively, what I can tell you is submit your postgraduate with current score what you have, but try to book another IELTS which you can able to update through web form. Once again, yes, you are spending more money, but again, you will not have a high tech then. So here, you got it?
Good.
Got it? Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Someone just said my jokes are lame, Vishnu.
I already blocked him. We don't want negative people,
Hello,
man.
my jokes are lame because my life is very serious. I need some kind of fun moments, so I'm good with it.
No, guys, again, we are not there to argue. We are not there to.
It's having fun,
Like, again.
technically, but we want to get the information also.
Yes, so here's the reason why I am here and I'm doing this live session. So again, I wanted to give a credit to him.
Sure.
So if anyone started to make a fun, but you don't need to be there, man. I'm not forcing anyone. You want the information, I'm there with you, like a family.
All right. Okay. Jofi has. Wait, how long have we been? Guys, it's been 72 minutes. Okay, Vishnu.
Wrap up. You need to cover the Instagram
Okay,
questions.
Last couple of questions. Sorry, guys, we're not taking any more questions. So last question.
Yeah. So in YouTube, we can stop it so that we can go with Instagram questions.
Yeah. All right. Jazz or Gina, I'm so sorry we won't be in today's live. You have asked question about the healthcare and PSW jobs. We want to focus on the PGWP application questions. That's why so sorry that we're not able to cover your question, but we will do it in the future live.
Future, definitely.
Future
we are
live.
gonna post a poll on our Instagram that what should be the topic for the next to next week live. So yes, you can come there and you can put your post. So there will be 2 topics. If you select one, definitely we are gonna cover about the knock codes and everything.
And don't forget to join for the next week's live. We will be there. We will answer your question. We're gonna pin it for you so that we will answer your question. But so sorry. Okay, Jofi has a question for you, Vishnu. She did not mention that she has an Indian experience in a PGWP application. Is that gonna affect her PR application?
So first of all, why didn't you mention? That would be my sincere question to you. But second thing, if you did not mention, but you mentioned in a study permit, we can able to make that work. But once again, always on the IMM forms, you have to be 100% genuine and you need to give all the information. If you miss something, if the decision is not yet came, then you can able to raise a web form with a new IMM 5710. But if not, already the decision came, then hope for the best. When you do a PR application, you may need to put an explanation letter, or you may not even need it if you have already explained that on a study permit, but it depends upon the CIC officer. But there's no yes or no kind of answer. If something you did, it's past, we cannot go and change the past. So let's talk about the future. When you do a PR application, include an SOP.
Okay, she mentioned it in the study permit application and in her extension.
Oh, so in your study permit application also you didn't mention that?
She did mention.
Oh, you already mentioned. Okay, so
But
if you already
mentioned in the PGWP application,
you could have mentioned, but again, if not, that is fine because you mentioned in 2 different applications before. That's fine. When you go to a PR application, you can still able to, if CIC officer raise any like a provincial fairness letter, give an explanation that okay, you forgot. That's all.
Yeah, she said she'll raise a web form. Awesome. All right, Bhavik, I'm so sorry again. Your question was not relevant to today's live, but next week, promise we'll be there. Okay. All right. Naushin has a question, which I think a lot of people have the same question as well. So their work permit is going to expire, the regular PGWP. Now that they are in the pool, is there a best option to apply for a fake work permit extension?
No.
Or just go back home?
Okay, so now fake extension is something not good. But now, depending upon your profile, if I know your CRS point, you can able to do appeal. Again, you can able, like I said, fake extension is something, okay, you're just putting the thing, okay, you need a work permit. Legally, that is not right. If your CRS point is around 5, 17 something, your work permit is about to expire, you can request a CIC to grant you some time so that you can wait for the draw. But if your score is somewhere around 460 or 470, impossible, brother. So again, rather than taking a refusal on your application, better trying to find other ways so that you can achieve your PR. Because right now what I'm seeing is a lot of international students, they hesitate to go back home because again they spend this much of money, this much time in Canada, and they have a social pressure that they cannot go back. But think about it, if you are not getting a PR inside Canada even now, how can you able to get when you are on a visitor record or you are just maintaining your status? And think about the expenses what you're gonna have. So better, what I would recommend is look into your file or have a consultation with any immigration firm which can guide you how to attain PR in 2025. If you do that, even if you go back, you can able to get your PR, and that way, happy.
All right, on to one last question in the YouTube. Is that a person's wife is completing, Soul Explorer's wife is completing the course on the upcoming month, but he's working in a tier 01 kind of technical assistant position in a hospital, and so he wants to know if he can apply for the extension based on his job and not her job.
So again, you're applying for spousal open work permit extension. Yeah, you can apply for your extension if you are eligible for PR or you are eligible for PNP. Then you go through the PNP or PR pathway, you get the nomination, then you apply for your work permit. That is possible. But other than that, if you're talking about a spousal open work permit, then you are getting the work permit based upon your spouse. So your spouse need to have a tier 01 or 2, 3 in selective knock code to get a PR.
And one last question Ruvina has is Vishnu. She's doing currently an MBA program and it's gonna expire. And she's planning to do a 6 months program after that. No, she has a question. Is
6 months?
Like my MBA is about to finish in October, and I'm going to do another 6-month diploma in June 2025. My study permit will expire in June 2026. Okay.
But now
So
the point
is
is,
good? I think she wants to know if it's a good option to do it or not.
but the point is the 6 months course, if it is a DLI approved college, then it is good. But I don't think any DLI colleges do have a 6 months program. So definitely you might be going through a private, not a good idea. If you have a gap of more than 180 days after you complete your program, unfortunately you are not eligible for a postgrad open work permit. So if you are going through DLI, then yes, you just need to extend or you just continue with the same study permit of the same course, same college, then you can continue the course, then you apply for a work permit altogether. But if it is private college, you're changing your college, then again you need to renew your study permit, lot more thing. And if it is 6 months program, you can even do that during your work permit. That would be my partial information what I got from it. That would be my recommendation.
All right, Quest. Vishnu, rapid fire.
Go on. Ready.
Rapid fire. Ready? Can you travel to a home country during our PGWP applied status?
If you have a valid study permit and valid visa, yes, you can. But you should pray for one thing, that your work permit should not be approved, because if your work permit approved, your study permit will be null and void and you cannot able to enter in Canada.
All right, my work permit is expiring and I applied for a visitor record. So can I stay legally in Canada?
Yes, you can. If once you apply for a visitor record, again the same thing, implied status, you are not allowed to work, but you can stay in Canada.
I've applied for my PGWP application and I'm on an applied status. Can I apply for the spousal open work permit as well?
Yes, you can do that. So hope you have seen the whole video today. So like I explained, you can apply together. You can even apply on implied status, or even you can apply after getting your postgrad open work permit if you fulfill all the eligibility criteria.
Okay, I'm working on a tier 5 job and applied for PGWP and spousal extension before Jan 21st of 2025. Will that be a problem?
So now, if you have applied before 31st of December, 100%, you fulfill all the 3 pay step full-time job, you 100% get a work permit, spousal open work permit. But if it's after January 1st till 20th of January, if it is tier 4 and 5, hopefully you should get an approval. But as per the regulation, you can expect a refusal. And after 21st, it has to be under the particular knock codes to get a spousal open work permit.
Okay, do we need to have a full-time job, or can we even have a part-time job in 01 position?
It need to be a full-time or part-time. Even if it is part-time, if it is assure you 30 hours per week, that is considered as a full-time as per an immigration. So you can apply. But if it's a part-time job in tier 0, which is getting you only 20 hours, unfortunately, you are not qualified.
All right. Is 01 position in a food sector eligible for a PGWP application or a spousal application?
Sorry, again, I got
Like in a
distracted.
is a tier 0 to 101 position in a food sector, like probably a supervisor
Manager.
position,
No, no, no.
manager,
It's a manager.
manager position. Support for spousal extension
Yes,
applications.
it is.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, how can Canada government ask tier 01 job for spouses within 24 hours weekly work? Eh? Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay, so technically
but
there is 24 hours. It's a part-time job,
It's
so it is
part-time, right?
not considered for the spousal open work permit. To meet the eligibility on spousal open work permit, you need to have a full-time job, 3 pay stubs, which you can even upload later on through a form.
What can we do to maintain a legal status for the spouse if we don't have a tier 01 position?
Vista record as soon as before. Do not apply before 2-3 months. Only apply in the last week of your work permit expiry, so that once the work permit expire, the person can still stay in Canada on a visitor status.
All right, that's everything. Because most of the questions we have already discussed, so that's why like PSW and traveling, like applying for both PGWP and spousal applications. So it's kind of repetitive,
Perfect.
but we're done. Let's go. Okay,
So,
shawarma
good.
time. Shawarma time. Let's go, guys. If you have any shawarma spots,
You have not reached 20K.
Okay, guys, subscribe. What are you looking for? Guys, please subscribe. Please, we need a 20K for the shawarma party.
Don't force them.
No forcing.
Like I said, like if you like our content,
yeah,
if you like to support us, and like I said, support the team who is working hard to bring the social media content. Even at 7 o'clock, they are in office. They are the one. They used to go early, but now for these things they have to stay with me. So I'm liking it. Good, stay like this. But again, if you like our content, please don't forget to subscribe our channel, like her. But I would love to have your feedbacks. Put your feedbacks down, that what we should include, what we can improve on, because your comments is something which is gonna make us more lively and put our thoughts that how we can make it more engageable with you.
Also, we could have more topics of fact of days as well.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
if you want us to cover any topics, anything, drop it in the comments. We look out. Like, we don't skip you guys off. We value your comments. We value your what do we say? We value how much time and effort and the energy that you have put behind.
So
this.
those questions which was not answered, I would recommend you to put this when we put it on Instagram, put it below the video, so that once you put any comments under the Instagram or in the YouTube, technically you will be getting a response. We just wanted to maintain the policy, and like we just want to maintain the sanity of this session, that this is only covering the work permit. But next time when we are coming, we will be covering the topic which you would like. So I would really like that you should poll that what should be the topic for the next live session. Update me so that I will be preparing myself.
All right, guys, that's everything. You have a good night and enjoy the rest of your day. Grab a good dinner. Uber something good. This is not sponsored by Uber, but enjoy something. Enjoy your day, guys. Have
Okay.
fun. Bye bye.
Happy weekend. Take care.